All right, good morning. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dowell here. Well, just got finished watching a segment between Piers Morgan and Jesse Ventura. Now, Jesse Ventura, I don't think that a lot of people from overseas England, and much less people here in America, really truly comprehend the situation that we have going on over here in America. We have the rich that is the ruling elite in this country, that pretty much the majority of them end up some way, somehow in Congress, either the presidency, the House, or the Senate. All right? And all these wars, these warrantless wars we've been doing, America's about sick and tired of it. And for what? What are we doing? We're invading sovereign countries for no reason. Come to find out, we're not even doing it for our own interest. We're doing it for another country's interest. Israel, who, I might add, have made terrorist attack on us here in this country. And I tell you, man, when you sit up and you think about, you got a president that had 5 deferments, 5 of them, 4 of them by education, the last one because, I guess they kept trying to get him to go in, and he kept getting deferred. Donald Trump. The last one was bone spurs, minute, very minute bone spurs. Nevertheless, couldn't go in. Well, you look at the Trump family, you see all his children taking pictures at the World Cup. Now, let's get this right now. Donald Trump has got 3 wives. One of them deceased, 2 of them still alive. And out of those 3 wives, he's got about, 5, 6 children out of them, maybe 6, 7, somewhere along in there. And so this particular president right here and his whole entire family, none of them has ever served in any way, shape, fashion, or form in any form of the military. Why? Because they teach them something and they teach us another. And I don't mind telling you, I'm a veteran. I'm a 10-year veteran, Army veteran, U.S. Army paratrooper. And I don't mind telling you, I don't advise nobody to go in and serve this country, especially under the guise and the auspices of the way things are allegedly so-called going down. Let me tell you something. Those of us that are Americans, man, you can't find hardly anybody that's prouder to be an American than a person who used to serve in the military, because they put their mouth and their footprint where their ass was, period, point blank. A lot of people talk about they're proud to be an American stuff until it's come time to get your ass out there and get out there on the front lines and get out there and start doing something that's going to actually protect this country. But we all know this country's been hijacked, and we're not here protecting this country like the way they want us to. The dream was good while we were asleep. Now it's a nightmare because we're awake. We know what the hell is going on. I.e., for instance, 9/11. Everybody already knows who did that job. No weapons of mass destruction with Saddam Hussein. Omar Gaddafi wanted to put Pan-Africa on a gold standard. Next thing you know, he's nixed. Saddam Hussein, who had dinner in 1888 at the outhouse, the White House up there with Bush. And next thing you know, we invaded this country, tore up everything about him. And they had this plan for 5 countries in the Middle East. There was going to be no more. And only 2 of them left, Lebanon and Iran. Man, it ain't looking good. But it's amazing how that these people become politicians. Jesse Ventura call them chicken hawks. How they are eager to send your children to war, your family to war, and they themselves will not go whatsoever at all. And then they pin some type of damn meaningless piece of colored metal up on you, out of which you get no intrinsic value for it whatsoever at all. No value. I have a meritorious service medal, and that no value whatsoever at all. I know people who got bronze stars. What is it? No value. You don't get no extra pay. You don't get any accolades coming your way. It's just a piece of cloth. And it's just somebody stroking your ego saying you done something, and this is what you get. The only one you really ever get any pay for is the Medal of Honor, and there's very few of them. And if you notice, people are receiving Medal of Honors when they've been deceased for 30 and 40 years now. I mean, what is really going on? But I can tell you right now, they're already complaining because they can't get people in this generation intelligent enough to pass the ASVAB. I believe that's what it is to get into the military. And you can't hardly get a lot of people out here because either they're felons or they are illiterate, or they are jailbirds, or, you know, they got something on their record that they can't go in and serve. They can't carry guns, can't do this, you know. It's amazing. And I remember distinctively in this ministry right here that I'm in, I remember that there was a certain group of people, elders, about 4 or 5 of them, maybe 6 of them, that got together in cool or whatever you want to call it. They had a distinct hatred for 2 things concerning this ministry. The military veterans, they were number 1. And then number 2, the ex-NFL players. I mean, a disdain and a hatred for them. For what? You're talking about 2 sets of people right there that's made some type of accomplishment in life. And then, of course, you know, we always pay it forward. Whatever we learn, we like paying it forward, man, so that other people can learn. But, man, when you got that type of visceral envy going on and that jealousy going on in the midst of you, it's nothing but a cancer. It is. They start painting pictures and stuff, and next thing you know, you get the weak, they fall away. Well, digressed again. What is it for? I'm going to tell you what it's for again. They said that Barron Trump is too tall to go into the military. I said, what? David Robinson, remember him, played for the San Antonio Spurs. He was an officer in the Navy. Yeah, he was 7 foot tall. Barron Trump ain't no 7 foot tall, so don't tell me he's too tall to go into the military. See, they come up with all these excuses. You buy them hook, line, and sinker and stuff in the exemption, and next thing you know, here we are again. And where's the latest at? I continually keep seeing people getting a book thrown at them, people going to jail, people going to prison, their lives are ruined and everything. And we still ain't seen the Epstein files. What's the problem now? The news media don't even mention it hardly ever no more. It's the secondary news media. It's not the mainstream news media. It's the independent news media that is doing it. And now the networks are suffering because you got people who used to be a part of these networks. They're now, since they've been fired, they got their own independent, their own literal independent news podcasts. And they have more popularity with that than they did when they were in the mainstream news media. Not making as much money, but they at least they did choose wisely. And man, they're trying their damnedest to silence Megyn Kelly. They're trying their best to silence Candace Owens. They're trying their best to silence Carson Tucker. They're trying their best to silence every single voice in this country that has finally woke up from drinking the damn Kool-Aid. And what do you get in return from the news media, the spin zone? More lies, more corruption. It's just sad. That's just where we happen to be at in this world. Well, I hope it says something to stimulate thought, but my advice, I wouldn't one bit, not one dang bit, send my children into the military whatsoever at all. Because when you get in there, they're banking on the spirit of man, you know, and that's the reason why you end up in special skills and all this other stuff, because they're basically trying to see in their training programs who can be the most compliant. And it's almost like, dang, well, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to leave that at what it is. But I can tell you this. You as Americans, you need to start thinking like the way these rich folks do. Think about investing in your own self, doing your own homestead, learn how to get more free, away from this system, grow your own food, live set apart. Pastor Dowell, I know it's easier said, no, it ain't. You just got to be willing. You just got to have the integrity, the intestinal fortitude, the drive, and self-determination to do it. You can do it. But, hey, if you like the gender, the bondage and stuff, you like going out there and being 60 years old and paying rent and mortgages and stuff like that without making any lifestyle choices and change, who am I? That's your choice. That's your decision. Do what you got to. But I don't think it's wise to be 60-something years old and still paying a mortgage or rent in this country. I don't think it's wise whatsoever at all. There's a hell of a lot more things you could be doing with your money besides putting it into some bank and somebody else's coffer, enriching them through interest rather than your own family. Start thinking. Start putting a defibrillator on your mind. I'll be back here in a little while. Y'all be blessed. King Khan.